Hello guys, welcome to my next video. In case you are wondering what am I doing, I'm planning my next video. I've just completed this Ramo diorama. And if you haven't seen the view, the full view to this in episodes, go to my channel, search them out on the playlist. Oh no, I still have a playlist. Sorry, search them out in the videos, the full view. 90% of this view is actually done on my workbench and uploaded to YouTube. Okay, so what is my next view? Okay, I've been thinking about that for some time. Then I'll go. Actually, my mind was on this skipping this Ukrainian diorama tabulary. Okay, so right now we'll go to not the problem, but what I have to go through to build something like this or this. Okay. Now actually in Singapore, our space is actually quite limited. I'm not one of those fellas that is blessed with bigger spaces. Yeah. So actually I only have this workbench. It measures something like workable space. It's something like about 18 inches by 18 inches. Then it's cut off here. Okay, this is actually the workspace I have to work for all this diorama. Okay, even this. Before I start on any build, I have to actually do what I call a Chinese puzzle. What goes where, what will we move where, what any extra shelving has to be built. Maybe add an additional cabinet or two. But I think enough of this talking. We'll get this thing sorted out if we can. Yeah. So obviously to build this one, it has to be taken down. So actually one of my challenges, I don't call it a problem, I call it a challenge. Okay. It's actually finding a space. Okay, I give you a look at my space. Okay, with the workbench here. Okay. And then of course this impromptu shelf that I just added to hold some stuff. Okay. So actually one of my challenges is actually space. Now for this diorama view, this is not those ready-made kit. It's actually one of these loose parts. So actually this box itself takes up a lot of the space. So instead of finishing on that Ukrainian diorama, I was thinking of getting rid of this box. So to get rid of this box, I have to build this one. Yeah. Right now actually my diorama is actually overflowing into this other room. Yeah, I turn on turn on the lights. Okay. It's actually overflow to this room with two of my dioramas. Okay, back to the story. To free up some space, obviously, is to get rid of this box. So to get rid of this box, I have to finish this one. So right now, I think I will obviously have to take down this one, take out this one and work on it there. But then lies another problem. The Jeep is too big for the worktop. So actually, I think I really have to kick off the habit of so many souls. Okay, I see you guys are back in the cradle, and I'll move these two. I'll move these two dioramas to take a closer look. Okay, give me a second, guys. So it's down with this Jeep. And to show you the program and what I did to do this also. Okay, this one, for this diorama, this is actually a carry handle. And obviously, diorama here, so the other two diorama, and make space for the Jeep when I store it. So this diorama will be temporarily stored here, as well as the Ramo diorama. Get rid of my coffee. Okay. Get this thing on my workbench. Okay, so the Jeep is now on my workbench. Okay. The shelf now look like that, and I've taken down the buggy. Right. So we come to my immediate problem. Okay, this Jeep was actually in kit form. Okay, it's like one of those 135 1 to 35th scale. 1 to 35th scale kind of thing. It comes in loose plus and threes. No, actually, when I was building this diorama, the big problem I had was actually the space, my workbench space. There is very little room, and then there's a danger of this guy rolling off and ending up on the floor. Okay, what should I do now? Okay, back on the cradle. I move this Jeep to this empty shelf. Give me a second. I don't think it's wide enough still even, or is it wide enough? Just nice. So actually, to build this Jeep, I'm using the same solution I had when I was building this. Even this even a longer buggy. So back to the cradle, and I show you how I do it. Now this buggy is even longer than the Jeep. Okay. It actually overflows about half the buggy is actually outside the workbench. Now the way I do it is actually a diorama. I get one of the lights, my bicycle lights. Okay, the way I do it is actually to build a base. How do I do it? Okay, do it this way. Actually, the way I do it is actually to build a base with a tree trunk to get the Jeep elevated. Okay. Then with this base, of course, a simple diorama is built on. A simple diorama is built on this one, so that I can actually work on the Jeep on this workbench. Now for this diorama, there is this part is made to be a carry handle. Oh, gunny is stuck on the mount. Give me a second. Okay. So actually for this diorama, this is actually the way I work on this workbench, 100% of the time. But one moment of regret. When I was building this buggy, I wasn't even on YouTube yet. It's actually when I just finished this one, then I had to get on YouTube because my data in this Facebook was running out. So there was I think a 40-minute posting on this finished diorama on YouTube inside one of my videos. Okay. There are lots of stuff here, like this at the rack. Okay, this one is a headphone box modified. Not the 161, the one that I'm using for my iPhone. Yeah. And of course a head scout, radios on a scratch wheel rack, on another scratch wheel rack. Okay, I scratch build this machine gun mount, also shown on this what we call Facebook, and then things like that. Oh, I have to turn it around. Oh, when I actually the reason why Gunny keep on catching on this one is because I wasn't on YouTube yet. This one was not here when I built this. So put it away. Okay, we'll go around. Okay, for this one, this is actually the gum mount is actually one of these. Okay. This gum mount is actually one of those custom pieces. It actually costs as much as the Jeep itself. Yeah. So things like this, scratch wheel things like this burner. Okay. No airbrush use, just only brush by hand. Okay. Things like this burner. Then of course the posing, the tow cable, simple things like this signboard. Okay. Then of course the usual mumbo jumbo are here, and then another scratch build rack. Now also for this diorama, with this original, I think is I forget the brand of this Gatling gun, but I think it's ZY Toys or something like that. So for the original mount of this one, actually a searchlight, not a searchlight, a barbecue light was made. This light is not for combat operations, but it's actually for barbecue. Yeah. This one. This searchlight is this barbecue light is actually one part of this Gatling gun mount. So I turn it around. Let's take a look at the back. Okay. Okay, maybe I move the light here to take a better look. Yeah. Okay, this part is actually the mount from the Gatling gun. This part is actually one of those, you know, those glorified toothpick. The one we used to. Anyway, if you're interested, go and search them out in my YouTube channel. No, not YouTube, Facebook channel. Okay. So actually, this light itself is actually. Is there another light? Yeah. Give me a second. I grab the light here. Okay, for the light itself is actually this. I took the cap off, done away with the aluminum body, and used the lens. Then of course, this one is actually a drop from my mountain bike, and the lens is cracked. The whole thing is gone. So the lens itself is actually a blue tinted with Tamiya clear blue. Okay, scratch build, this one, and then another scratch build machine gun mount. Okay. The back looks something like that. Okay, anyways, then of course the last part of what I call humanizing personalization of a build, a diorama, a figure, anything. The human touch. The list of ingredients are for barbecuing. And this earphone box now becomes a mini fridge. Of course, with firewood. Okay, enough of this one. I think we wasted time on this one. But anyways, what you see here is actually done on this 18 by 18 divided by 2 workbench. Okay, so back with this one. Sit you guys down. I move this guy back to his original place. And we'll continue with that SAS JEEP. For this thing here. Move this thing here. Okay, this Jeep before I got to this stage of finishing, without the diorama base, with all the figures inside, but with most of the thing here, this thing is actually knocked off this perch and landed luckily onto the bed here. Very few, luckily very few damage was done. And it was actually placed back on that perch for about a year before I decided to finish this thing. Just before I got onto YouTube. Let me open up this box. Okay, so that we can continue with this. Now this one has been on the shelf for 1 year plus and is actually very dusty. Now on this for this build itself, we'll continue with what I left off on Facebook. Now for all these things that you see here, all the things that you see here, what is this? Again, I put back the brush. Okay. Hey, where's the hook? I usually do this seated down. Okay. This is actually one of my scratch build item too. Yeah. Okay, see you guys now. And we'll bring the Jeep down for a closer look. Today actually I am waiting for sunlight to come out. The challenges of 1/6 hobby in Singapore. I think I need a pair of glasses. Okay, then we'll continue from here. Okay, for this Jeep in this current state, on Facebook, actually before I started the way, I placed it at halfway completed. I think about 45% ago. I think so. It was about a year ago. So lots of scratch wheel item. Okay. This one was actually purposely made to be knock off the bracket. Okay. This is actually a sandbag. Okay, sandbag modified into a carry case. Not carry case. Carry all storage. Spade was moved to here, obviously unpainted. Then I had the jerry can all super detailed. Okay. There are two types. This type is actually a super detail. With this one, I think this one need a wash. And then of course the scratch wheel or super detail machine gun mount in the whisk gun mount. This guy, get over this guy. Okay, this one is actually 100% scratch wheel machine gun mount. Okay. It's not exactly detailed yet because I think I need to place. You see the joint here is still open. The joint here is still open. I think I need to place a bracket or two here to hold maybe lee and fuse. Okay, back to the jerry can. These two. Yeah, maybe a closer look at the cap. Okay, actually what I call all this jerry can is come in I think 4 or 5 parts for each jerry can. Every jerry can is clean up the groove, the seams all make smooth like 1 to 35 scale and have the cap detail. These two type. And then for this particular kit, this is the whole gasoline or I think Jeep then I use gasoline. Okay. This is actually for gasoline. Then this kit doesn't come with jerry can. The one with the white cross with the white cross that indicates it holds water. So I think I got 3 or 4 of these from Taobao. This is the state it came in still unpainted. There's no cross here. Okay. So we come to things like that. Okay, it's still covered in dust, but you can see the colorations that goes into this jerry can. Okay, this is actually the point where I actually stop the view. There are kit brackets here that actually the jerry can sit on it, and then there's a webbing to tie the jerry can. This is actually the point that I stopped. This build was actually stopped. Okay, I think with this thing as an angle, let's take another look. Okay, for this, so okay, obviously this jerry can, I stop it here. And let's take the front part. The front part is actually I'm doing a number on this condensing can. But looking at it right now, it still need more work. So in the front, okay, this X is actually a chop off at the center to shorten it. Okay, still need more work, and then some additional what we call this tie down made. All these hole need to be fill it and make like it's welded on. Okay. So there's another look at this size jerry can. Okay, also in my moment of weakness, I actually try to, you know, or how should I put it? I try to mark this a few of these jerry can with blue paint to indicate it's water. But I think all this thing will be stripped off now that we have this jerry can to work on. Okay, I think so far we got all this covered. Okay, back to the cruise. All these figures. All these figures until now is still at a very raw state. Machine gun while we're here. Part of the machine gun stand is blocked by this ammo gunny sack. Okay, so for back to the crew. Two of the crews have a definite identity. Obviously, David Sterling. Now this one is actually a modified Dragon DML German head sculpt. I have trouble finding a head sculpt that has those oriental what we call phoenix eyes and a double chin. So this one is actually a very old Dragon DML German something head sculpt. Okay. all three figures have dragon bodies on. Why dragon bodies? Because for building vehicles, you don't want modern bodies because they are slightly too big, too long, too high. So all these three naked bodies is actually a dragon. Then this for PVA goes. Okay, this is it 2 or 3? I think there are 2 of these figures. It's actually the first one I posted big on PVAU on Facebook. Free wrinkles. Look on Facebook for, I think I posted under the title free wrinkles. Okay, so for these 3 figures, two of the 3 figures have their identity or personality confirmed. David Sterling and Paddy May. And I was going to make this, or I think I titled this under Jock Lewis, but to be historically accurate, Jock Lewis wasn't even there when SAS got on to using jeeps as raiders. Jock Lewis is actually the inventor of the Lewis bomb. Then he was actually killed in action in one of the earlier raids before the jeep came on. So the third guy is actually in a limbo. I think we'll work on his identity next, or not next when the build progresses. Okay, so obviously for as jeep goes, there are some important details not included in the box. Yeah, things like a sundial for navigation. Maybe I scratch build a sextant, flare guns to signal the start of a raid. And of course, you know those what we call the one, the sand shield or sand. I forgot what it's called. Okay, I'll call it sand shield now. 2 sand shields to get the tires or the jeep off the sand if it got stuck. No idea how to make them. No idea if I can make them, but we'll get on with that as the build goes. Can it be held in this place? Okay. And then obviously also not included in the kit, but have an extra Lewis gun is actually this single machine gun mount. I wonder if I can still take it off. I can't even remember if I glue the tire on or the wheels on. Okay, it's not glued on. Okay, it's off. Yeah, for this mount is actually this is the aluminium tube that went past the tire mount, and the wheel mount itself is just moved an inch and onto a scratch built pedestal for that tire mount. Okay, this is the, and obviously being half completed, the drum is not painted, so are the chain, everything. Okay, stay, don't roll off. My heart just skip a bit now when it actually jerked from the last position. Should I show you the other side? Okay, this is actually the difference between toy grade buggy with a flat pan. But truth to be told, jeeps, buggies actually have flat pans. Okay. But for this one, there are holes inside there to mount other things, and it's left open. This one is actually quite accurate. So at the beginnings of a used muffler, not rusty but used. And obviously nothing here is actually weathered yet. I really need to get a new iPhone. Okay, so I have to hold out the solid tail also, the exhaust also. So the obvious problem is to this one is to go for another solution of this one, the simple diorama base. Okay, something like that here. Okay, to at least get the thing on a stable platform. Hopefully to have some rotation of the jeep as I work on. Okay, so guys, this shall be my next build, and hopefully I can finish it this time. I do have a block of maybe about a few days of free time to build on this. There may be multiple posting a day on YouTube as I go along. Like this build, everything or most of it will be done raw live on this workbench. Yeah, the session may be long, but I'll make it as entertaining as possible, as concise as possible. Okay. But I think the first thing that this thing needs to do is actually a wash to get rid of the dust. Okay, so guys, we'll end this episode here. Then we'll call it the 16 DML 16 Dragon SAS Jeep build. One more thing. To build any diorama, obviously you need a title, you need a story, you need a timeline. Okay. Now for this one, for this diorama for this build itself, the Jeep itself, this is actually not that ready to go on the mission build. The timeline is in the in the early days of this SAS history. Okay, after a few parachute drops behind the lines, with their luck, they actually encountered the violent storms and was blown off course. But the idea of striking behind enemy lines actually caught on with luckily with the high command. So subsequently, actually, David Sterling is actually able to secure a fleet of this brand new Jeep from the land lease program. Now with the new Jeep, obviously in wartime Egypt, it was not to be something like a grease monkey kind of thing with garage and everything. Everything has to be done in the field. Okay, everything has to be what we call roughneck engineered. Okay. things like this World War One Lewis anti-aircraft gun or anti-aircraft gun. Actually, most of this is mounted on the biplanes. Things like this Lewis gun is actually taken off off storage from World War One or from old planes, I don't know. The rigging of this jerry can, the brackets, all are done in field. And then of course they have to figure out the condensing unit. This one is easy because they are using Rolls-Royce armored car in World War One. Okay. Okay, for this M2 machine gun, this is not the regular those machine gun you see the ground troops are using. This is actually the anti-aircraft kind of machine gun. I think on Facebook I mentioned that this gun is supposedly to be taken off B-25 Michelle bomber. One of those, you know, got shot up, but it's there. It's there. Maybe still sitting in the plane at the airfield to be taken out for parts. Okay, so this is actually one of those mounted on a maybe a bomber, definitely a bomber, because you don't take things like that off a fighter. This one for this series of for anti-aircraft machine gun mount Brownings, the firing rate is actually on par with the MG34. It's over, if I remember correctly, I think it's over 1,200 to 1,400 rounds per minute. It's actually very fast. So we come down to why the gunny sack as ammo back. Okay, for when machine guns like that are mounted on the bomber, there's no ammo can. Okay, there's no ammo can. So no ammo can mount. Okay. They are actually fit by chutes. You know, fit by chutes fit by chutes, and then there's no ammo can. So actually, given at that point in time, the best option is actually to go for a gunny sack with a higher ammo capacity or something like that. So this is why this thing is put in to feed the ammo, not to receive the empty cartridge, it's to feed the ammo. So it's actually on this side. You know, when I posted this on Facebook, there are guys that keep on telling me, hey, you got this bag on the wrong side, you got this bag on the wrong side. And there was a lot of explaining to do then. So I preempt everything and explain it to you right now. This thing is one of the first early Jeep that was converted for SAS use, and David Sterling, Patty May, and this guy. It cannot be George Lewis because he was killed at that time. Okay. They are taking out for maybe a shakeout run, a test run, or maybe even some publicity for photograph. Okay, so I think we'll end the video here already, finally. Okay. And so this is actually the state now I'm in, with much to think about what to go underneath. But definitely it's not to be a full length, you know those full length, full width diorama base that actually include everything. It is going to be something like that. A small pedestal just to stabilize this thing. With the center of gravity here, so that it can be rotated as I work on a model. Okay. and I have absolutely no idea what is going to be what it is. We have to figure it out here, live, raw. Okay guys, see you in the next video. One more thing, please subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I find that sometimes if I were to update you guys on Facebook, I actually got blocked. Okay, I actually got blocked. I have to go spend hours to find a roundabout way. That hours I prepare to spend on the workbench. So please subscribe to my channel, please, on YouTube. Not on Facebook, it's on YouTube. Because at this rate, my data allowance is going on Facebook. I'll be totally off Facebook very soon. Okay guys, see you in the next one. We'll end the video at 47 minutes. Thank you. Bye.